Hello, and thank you for joining us today for foil embossing. If you picked up your supplies at the Jones Creek Branch Library, you should have a piece of cardboard, a coloring page, aluminum foil, a pencil with an eraser on it, glue, Q-tip, cotton ball, yarn, paint, and some paper towels. If you have access to them at home, some tape and some scissors will also come in handy. So the first thing to do is to take your design or your coloring page or whatever design that you like. You don't have to use ours. Feel free to have fun with it. So after you center your design on your cardboard, let's go ahead and tape it so that it's not going to move around on us. Okay. Now, one of the things that I found is that with your Q-tip, it can get kind of messy with glue. I've found that if you take the cotton off of the end of one of the ends, it makes for a lot less messy gluing experience. Okay, so here's where it's gonna get messy. So make sure that you have some paper towel handy. What you're gonna do is dip your Q-tip in the glue and then trace around the outline of the picture with your glue. You can do this however you would like, but I do suggest that sweeping curving lines are easier to start with. And then once you get comfortable with it, go towards the smaller lines. And then you just place the yarn on top of the glue and outline the whole design. Now this is where your scissors come in handy because you see this is a very long piece of yarn and it's hard to deal with and make it turn corners. So I'm just going to cut it where I need it to end. Make sure the end glues down a little bit. Okay. And then let that dry. As that's drying, you go on to the next line. And you continue until you've gotten the entire outline covered in yarn. Now a few tips. If you have trouble making a corner, just cut your yarn. And honestly, I'm not worried about the yarn going over the edge because I know that my glue is going to hold down this, and I can come back and cut the extra yarn after everything's glued down a bit. Makes it a little bit easier to deal with. Right. Also, another tip is whenever you have a corner or when you have yarn that needs itself, I would scrunch the edges just to have a bit of a better joining. Also, if you notice the place where the area gets a little narrow, I would suggest giving yourself a little bit of extra room there to work with it. Once you get to the foil, it'll be difficult to get in this little narrow area. I do find that sometimes using a different object that doesn't have as much glue on it also helps. Now after you glue all of your yarn down, you've clipped off all of your extra pieces, the first thing to do is to carefully scrunch it and then even more carefully open it back up. Be very, very sure that you don't tear the foil, otherwise you'll have to get a new sheet. Now you might say, why do I have to crumple it up? Because it will make things a lot more clear once you smooth it over. So, attach your foil to your cardboard. I would fold over 2 edges, one on the top and one on the side. This allows you to have room to be able to move the aluminum without tearing it. So now, you're going to flatten it out, and you're going to use your pencil's eraser end to gently have the outline of the design to show through. So you just feel for those pieces of yarn and then just start smoothing. We have our paint and our paper towel and our cotton ball. And so you're going to put your paint on your cotton ball and then just paint your design. And just continue painting the design until you're satisfied. And you are. And there you have it. A beautiful piece of artwork. That you put on the wall.